I don't want to get too much into the weeds, and you've talked a whole lot about the Pochettino hiring, and plenty of
Sure.
our viewers and our listeners have seen a lot of the information, so I don't want to regurgitate that. But I do want to ask you, even though you are not specifically in charge of the on-field that Matt Crocker is in charge of.
And we should all be grateful for that.
Exactly. But you do oversee everything. And so I want to ask you, why in this moment, and we are recording, some 630-ish days before the 2024 World Cup, why in this moment for you, and when I say you, I mean the United States Soccer Federation, is this the right hire to take us to the promised land come 2024?
Well, one, thanks for having me. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And, we believe that 2026 is an incredible opportunity. Obviously, the world's coming to our shores, Canada and Mexico as well. We have an incredible chance to propel our sport forward, and a key part of that is going to be how the team plays in 26. And we were challenged from the start. Cindy Parlow-Cohn, our president and our board, challenged Matt and me and the team to say, hey, go find the best coach in the world to put us in a position for success in 2026. And we sort of scoured the world. We were planes, trains, and automobiles, going to meet people where they are and share with them our vision for the future and the opportunities to be successful here, as well as some of the challenges we had to make sure that people were in it to win it. And we landed the coach that we're most excited about in terms of bringing that to life. And so this is someone who's clearly been a winner. It's clearly someone who's a developer of talent, who's clearly been successful in multiple environments. It's someone who is here for the right reasons. And as you could tell from the press conference on Friday, is someone who has big ambitions, who understands the role ahead of him, and is excited to get to work. And so I'm excited to help him be successful.
All right. So as the CEO and the Secretary General, I appreciate you correcting me. I think I said 2024. Obviously, 2026 is on the horizon here. Yes, I watched the press conference, and he said, I think, all the right things, and they were kind of, surface. When you drilled down, and I know you used Matt Crocker, when you drilled down as to what Pochettino does specifically on the field, what was it that impressed you, and what was it that makes you think he is going to be able to do the same with this team individually and collectively leading up to 2026?
Sure. Well, one of the things that was important to us through this process was identifying someone who has been successful in multiple environments with different types of player pools, with different types of sort of resources. Because as you know, in the national team, it's not entirely you have the players you have, but it is, it's not like you can go out in the next transfer window and, buy a, right back or insert position. You have to make the most of what you have. And so someone who's a clear developer of talent, someone who can get people to go on a journey with them and get them to believe to go do big things, and someone who believes in a progressive, positive type of soccer. And someone who understands what the gig is. The gig is ultimately we got to win. We got to put ourselves in a position to be successful, but also someone who cares about the broader U.S. soccer landscape and wants to leave a legacy on that. And so we had to have someone who was a clear winner and a clear ability to get the most out of teams and players. Someone who's flexible. And someone who is, someone that we all want to get behind. This has got to be someone not just for players, not just for the staff, but everyone in this country ultimately has to believe that this team is being put in the best position for success in 26. So we all get behind them as well, and they leave it out on the field, that summer.
You've been very complimentary and respectful of Gregg Berhalter over the last week. I want to make sure. If Gregg Berhalter had a successful Copa America, gotten out of the group, and whatever had happened, it had happened, would we be still having this conversation right now? Was it all relative to the failure at Copa America?
Look, if Gregg took the team to the finals, someone else may be hiring him right now, and so these things can go a lot of different directions. And I think ultimately, I've talked about this a little bit, but one of the sort of key attributes that Matt has brought to our sporting department is the idea that we're always ready for some sort of change in terms of a coaching staff, because you never know what's going to happen. You need to make sure you have a good understanding of what the global talent pool looks like, and so we're constantly refreshing lists of what things could look like for our senior men's and women's teams, as well as our youth national teams, assistant coaching pools, and so on. And so, that's a discipline that we need to have at U.S. Soccer forever, and we need to be great at it. And so, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring, and so you need to be able to make sure that you're in a position to set a team up for success, no matter what. And that obviously is what we've done here.
All right, let's end it here. And I'm going to end it the way I end all of my interviews, and that is with the same question. And that question is the best and the worst thing about American soccer. And I will tell you that, for example, a couple of weeks ago, we talked to Landon Donovan. It's easy to tell you for people to be honest and tell you what the best thing is. It's a little more hard when you say what the worst thing is. But, he immediately came out and said youth development. And so from your perspective, where you are, and you've been around soccer for a long time, the best and the worst thing about American soccer, and that's the American soccer ecosystem, that's the American soccer community,
Yep.
the American soccer culture.
No. Probably the best thing is, we have an opportunity to really go for it in a way that builds on the incredible work that so many people for so many years, whether they're volunteers in communities all across the country, whether it's, leaders of the professional leagues over the decades, or U.S. Soccer, or all of the different sort of entities that make up our ecosystem, people have put us in a position to be able to really go for it. And that's really cool. If you think about, how far we've come, and you think about where we are and the incredible opportunity we have in front of us, I think our opportunity, our potential is so amazing. And I get asked a lot, hey, what surprised you since you've joined U.S. Soccer? And I think the main thing is, I think the opportunity is bigger than when I realized, and when I started, and there's no way I would have taken this job if I thought there wasn't an opportunity. So there's so much opportunity in front of us. It's just a lot of work, and we're up for it. So let's go do it. So to me, that's the best thing. Is just what we have in front of us, and if we work together collectively, then we're going to pull off some really big things. And so I'd say probably the worst thing, in pretty much every room I'm in, one of the core topics that comes up is refereeing, and one of the biggest challenges is, refereeing is not a positive environment for whether you're a 13-year-old starting out refereeing like I did, or you're, someone who, is trying to make a go at it. I think, as a culture, we've got to get that right. And one of the things that, and I say this as someone who refereed at a decent level, I didn't fully appreciate the importance of great refereeing to facilitate great soccer until I stepped in this role. And I remember Kate Margraf fairly early on, it's like, hey, we got a real problem with refereeing and that holding us back. And I remember watching our U17s play in the CONCACAF Championship, which now they're playing in the World Cup here coming up soon, which is exciting. And it was so painfully obvious how the refereeing standards were holding back the style of play in terms of where our team was trying to go and what they were trying to do. The referee was fair, but it just wasn't recognizing, the attacking style of soccer we were trying to play and what the other team was doing. And so it really held us back. And so whether you're, care about your 11-year-old who's out there and want to make sure they've got a fun, safe environment to play, and you need a great referee for that, or you care about the success of our national teams, that's something we got to get right. And it's something we're focused on. Obviously, as you know, we hired Carrie Seitz, who one of the great all-time referees, leader at FIFA on the refereeing side, who just joined us a few months ago, and she's really energized and excited to everyone have a positive experience around this, whether you're a rep, a player, coach, and everything in between. But that's something that we got to get right, and we're committed to doing it. But it's certainly not something that is a shining spot right now, which is why we're focused on a whole bunch of different initiatives to make sure that we tackle referee abuse, that we make this something where it's positive, an opportunity for people to be able to participate in the sport. Obviously, we love.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.